Hey, it's Aya here. You're watching Wild Free and Tangled Fairy. As you can tell by the title, I am going to do a story time about me going through Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Maria. I just got back to Atlanta from San Juan a day and a half ago, so now. And as soon as I touched ground, I get some allergy, cold, or something like that, yo. So I'm not feeling great, but I really feel compelled to talk to you guys and to get to work on things that I've been longing to do, and not having electricity or internet but that's not anything to complain about. I can survive that. Now, I can focus on a lot of different things. This story time can be long. But I'm not going to take up all of your time. I ask that my guardian angel will guide me to say the things that will touch someone and that will help someone, and also be entertaining for you all. Everybody wants to know the juicy bits, and I don't quite know what the juicy bits are because I was in it and I didn't have the news telling me a play-by-play story of what's going on. Let's start off in St. Thomas. St. Thomas, what a magical place to live. And it might sound crazy to you, but I'm going to go back. Um, I've never felt more like it was possible for me to grow into my full self in a place and around people. Um, St. Thomas is a weird, strange mix of weird and individualistic, free thinking people. And you can go there and you can work hard and you can do whatever you want. Or you can go there and you can get wasted every day. You can live a wasted life, kind of. You can let your inner child take over and eat candy all day and such. You know? Nobody's gonna stop you. Nobody's gonna say nothing to you. There is no there are people who have satellite TV, but I didn't watch TV. I didn't have a TV. I didn't There's no billboards up. There's not a lot of advertisements. Especially if you're not down by the touristy area all the time. You're surrounded by nature, which makes it like a tough place to live because you have to find ways to spend time with yourself. You really have to start enjoying your own company, or else you can go to the other end of the spectrum and feel lonely, what am I doing here? I'm wasting my time. And I have talked to people who have lived there for a while and they feel like that, but at the same time they don't want to leave. Because even though the price of living is above average, it's worth it because you're not stressed for some reason. Well, I know the reason. It's because nobody's pressuring you. Nobody's pressuring you to have a certain result of your life. And I've always felt pressure to have I don't know about you guys, but I've always felt that type of pressure to have a certain result from my family, and then it's internalized as well, a lot of it. Um, so while I was in St. Thomas and this hurricane was about to hit, I cried and I mourned the loss of my new beginning. I wanted to start my soap company and stuff there. It would have been great to start that there. I wanted to just continue doing my YouTube videos, my tarot readings, and sing. I started auditioning, and I auditioned for the play Evita. I love musicals, and I got a part in the play, singing in the chorus, which is great because Evita is very musical. It's all music. It's not a lot of speaking parts. It's like singing and dancing and stuff like that, which I love. Um, so all that was going on, and then the news that this hurricane could possibly be catastrophic, and it was. I stayed in a concrete poured mansion with a family that I had only met once. And it was a stressful um, week because I stayed with them the day before the hurricane and then um, maybe a few days more. And I was having a different type of experience than them. We stayed in this concrete port mansion, like um, it was perfectly built for situations like this. We didn't have a scratch on our heads. We made it safely. There was a pool in the backyard that we were swimming in right up until the time of the strong winds and stuff like that. And sorry, I'm getting winded. I have a cold or allergies or what have you. And so, um, but the family lived across the jungle. There's a little bug right there. Across the jungle, and when we looked over after the hurricane, they had lost everything. Their roof was blown off, and we could see into their kitchen, and it was very emotional for them. And I helped them machete their way through the jungle to get to their house. Before the hurricane, you couldn't see their house. You just saw flora and jungle and avocado trees and lonely fruit trees and orchids and palm trees and just like a mansion of a jungle. And so yeah, I had to help them create a passageway into their house because they were determined to go right after the hurricane. It was still wet. It was still dangerous, but they were very emotional, and I don't take to granted the fact that they were like in their late 60s, early 70s or so, and so their health wasn't like top notch, and their balance wasn't top notch, but I couldn't stop them. During the hurricane, oh my gosh, the storm sounded like a freight train hitting the house over and over, like, 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 as if the house was on the railroad tracks and the train was pushing the house. And the wind, you could hear stuff creaking and cracking, like the wind was trying to get into any crack it could find. And um, the people who were supposed to come and close the shutters didn't close all the shutters. And so some of them were like cracked open, and I could see the storm. I could see it. I videoed it. And I got up close to the window, and even though you're not supposed to do that, like I said, I am a very observant person. I was scared, but I wasn't like, I knew that I was going to be okay for some reason, like, but at the same time, I questioned that too. I was like, well, maybe it is my time. Maybe I haven't done enough, and spirit world's just going to take me out. That's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe I haven't done my purpose in time, and it's time for me to go. Who knows, And I was like, well, better luck next lifetime, boo, or whatnot. And so I was writing after the storm. I was inspired to write. I'm writing this book called The World is Your Oracle, and I don't know if that's the title, but that's the gist of it. And of course, the oracle of the hurricane was very profound, and I don't know if it was, no, I was talking to Hurricane Maria next time. I tap more into my own powers, and I thought it was done after the hurricane, and I even thought about staying in my apartment. I I lived out the hurricane on the north side of St. Thomas, but I stayed in East Harmony, close to Tutu, and I was doing a work away, in case you guys didn't know, that allowed me to have my own apartment. And my apartment was fine, thank God, you know. And upstairs for me, my friends Leah and Juan lived, and there's a generator in our house. So every night, me and all my friends, well, new friends, came over and we would have potluck dinners. And we would turn the generator on for 2 hours during the day and 2 hours at night. Now, at the other house on the north side, the people were older and they wanted the generator on as much as possible until they learned that the gas runs out quick. So, but they were pretty uncomfortable, and they were pretty uncomfortable with me too, because, you know, we were kind of not gelling. They wanted me to, anytime they got over hyper and emotional and stressed out, they wanted me to be that way too. And I was just more pensive about it. And I wanted to spend a little time, have a little time to myself so that I can write and think and process what had just happened. And they were in a different mode, like trying to pull everything out of their house. And I did help them with that. And I macheted a lot of the trees and stuff that were in the driveway so that we can get out. But they told my workaway host that I wasn't a team player. And what goes along with that is a lot. There was a lot going on in that weird house after the hurricane. Come to find out, the lady that I was staying with, the women, the two women had an affair for a really long time, and one of them was jealous because I was getting close or talking. I was just trying to have talk, like human connection. They were the people there with me. I was there with them. We were getting to know each other, and it was like some psychological BS that I was in the middle of that I wasn't falling for. And so now I'm not a team player, right? Because I don't want to have sex with you guys, enjoy your sister wifedom. You're not my type. Anyway, this is part one of my story time of what it was like for me to go through. I can't believe I just ended with that, and I can't believe I just said that, but that's my experience. To go through Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Maria, part one. There's probably be a lot of parts because there's lots to it. Peace. Check out part two.